In this video, let's see how we can change Inkscape's interface to create what we want to create new images and have fun with it. So on the left side of the screen, we've seen that we have a toolbar with many different options, many different tools. So here in this case, if I select this tool, I can get, it's a rectangle and square tool, right? I can create this small rectangle. By the way, I can zoom in and out using Control and the mouse wheel or the touchpad, or I can also click on, press Control or minus or plus with my keyboard and change the zoom of the image. All right. So now I can also add a new object. These things on the screen are called objects, and this one is a is a circle. And if I want to, I can also add a nice star, all right, and change where I want to have it positioned. That's some of the basics tools we have here. And on the left side of the screen, you can see that we have some panels, some tabs actually. This is a big panel here with many different tabs. And what we want to use here is different tabs, a different set of tabs so that we can apply and use different functions, all right? So in this case, we have a layer tabs and a fill and stroke tabs. Let's go to put this blank by clicking on the small close tab here, and let's see how we can create and make, make appear new tabs in this case. So for the layer tab, let's go to the menu called layer and click on layers. And as you can see here, there is a shortcut which is Shift Control L. It's very handy. And here you have your tab created that appears here. All right. And thanks to this, I can change where I want my objects to be on different layer. So here, if I create a new layer, clicking on the plus here, let's call it layer number 2, which is pretty straightforward. I can change how I want my objects to behave. So let's move, for instance, the star on the layer number 2, and here, done. If I want to make it invisible, I just have to click on the small eye here, and the star, the object, would disappear. That's very simple. It's a bit like in GIMP, okay? So now let's open a new panel, a new tab called, it's an object called Fill and Stroke. This one is meant to change the color of the inner object and the stroke, the border of your object. So in this case, let's say that I want to change the color of this star. I can use these small tabs here, all right, and have a different color. Okay, let's put it a bit more, let's make it very green, kind of green, more green. And if I want to, I can also change, if you want to, you can change the transparency of your object, okay? And by transparency, I mean that this object is transparent, looks nice, like this. And you can also apply different effects, like this, with like gradients, basic gradients, okay? And let's go to another point of this tab, which is the stroke paint. You can change the appearance of the color of the borders, the stroke of your object. So in this case, let's turn this to something very pink, all right? So in this case, this object looks pretty pink. This border looks pink. And you can also change the style of your border, like this, with points, with a straight line, or cut lines, etc. All right, just like this, and even the size in pixels, whatever. Okay, and centimeters, etc. So this is how it works. Now let's use another tab. Let's add another one. This one will help us distribute and align the objects on the image. And it's called Align and Distribute, and you can find it in the Object Align and Distribute menu. And the shortcut here is Shift Control A. Okay, and this is where it appears. And you can see here on this side of the screen this new menu, and this will help us change where my objects, where these objects will appear. I can center this, for instance, the object here, or put it on the right or on the left, and even distribute all these objects all together on the page. If I select all of them, it will change the way they look like, etc. Right? And this is very handy. Another one is called Transform. It's you can find it in the Object Transform menu. Here it is. It will help us scale it, rotate our objects, etc. Right? We'll use them later, and they can be very interesting. And yeah, I think that's okay for that. And the other one that we want to change is, for instance, the the last tab that we will add is the export. If I press Ctrl Shift E, you can export your image in a PNG file, and we'll see this later. But I think we have here all the basics all the basic tools in place to work.